Been joining the conversation with Antuanne Russell, one of our prospects of the year. Come up with this fight January 26th in Brooklyn.
Looking through the rankings and seeing you and you're 40, and I project. So I sometimes say, hey, well, I'd like to see him in 3 fights against this guy at 140, or I'd like to see after he wins a title at 40, if this guy's still hanging around, I'd like to see him fight somebody at 47. Do you do that? Do you do that at all?
Of course, I do that. I'm into masturbate like that. And I think all fighters do, because it's a future thing,
so give me
for
some
future
of your
references.
Thoughts. Give me some of your thoughts. Just nothing concrete, but just like right now, the way 40 is, the way 47 is, and projecting and stuff like that. Give me some thoughts.
The way 40 is, okay. If I don't stay at 40, I'm going to 47. Who's at 47 right now? Let's backtrack. Who's at 40? Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford at 40. I don't think he's going to stay there long enough because it's not no buzz at 140.
Actually, he went 47.
So
he just moved up. So now
yeah.
he moved up to 47. That's fresh. But he's doing that because he's trying to stay in the limelight. He already got every belt at 140. That's the only competition at 140. I'm not saying that there's not no top contenders or next up-and-coming fighters prospect-wise at 140. But will it be a step-up move to fight any of those gentlemen?
For you.
Exactly. That's the whole significant thing as far as being calculated in my career. It depends. It depends. If it would be good, it would be good to go after people who fought Terrence Crawford. You got Gamboa. Who fought Gamboa? Gamboa, ex-champion. So you'll go after the people who fought ex-champions. All the ones that fought ex-champions, you beat them, and then you go to the ex-champion bracket.
Gotcha.
Now, after the ex-champion bracket, then you can call out, hey, Terrence, what's up? Hey, Keith, what's up? Hey, such and such. If you don't call them out, you're naturally going to be nominated. So it's ways to go about it. It's a science to the business, and not only just to the business, but to the profession alone. Now, honestly, I think that's why my oldest brother stick around, because he loved the science of the sport. It gets devalued. People don't have the passion for the science of the sport no more. It was starting to decline. You just got people coming out here in shape, strong. These winging hard punches because they got little gloves on and no head get. As far as the science, hit, not get hit. Weave, come back with a 5-piece combination. That's not there no more. And you will see it in glimpses and flares. But that's from like the real young fighters that's just switching over to the pros. Because they still got an amateur pedigree,
I got a confession to make. I do like watching your skills, but at some point, I kind of I expect you to get the guy out of there. I mean, when I go see an Antuanne Russell fight, I do. I'm not saying I'm bored with it. I'm not saying I'm bored with it. I like watching your technique, but at some point, I expect that. And do you get that? And I understand you talking about respecting the science, because I do. I like seeing boxing, but there's certain things that you and Antonio bring to the table, but specifically you.
Right. As a fighter that's passionate about his profession, it's his only goal to be the best at that profession. When you're in this boxing sport, it's your goal. It should be the athlete's goal to be the best at this sport, in boxing. And everybody that participates in it knows that it's a lot of avenues and a lot of attributes that come with it. It's a science. You got slip drills. You got firing your offense drills. You got to have your endurance up. You got to cut weight. All of that stuff goes into play to your mental. Because once you start taking weight, enough weight from your body goes to your brain. But then you talk about going 12 rounds. So you got to physically train your body to go through that type of trauma. And on top of that, you got to learn lessons. You got to learn lessons to get your opponent out quicker. The most effective, most fastest way. Not all the time you're going to get that, because your opponent going to put up a resistance. But that's what the science. That's where the science come in. With all of that resistance, there's still loopholes within all of that, and you got to be astute enough to not only consume the instructions that can eliminate your opponent fastly, but you got to be astute enough to be able to execute it. You got to be calm enough mentally to execute that in a heated battle.
Sit around,
that's
do
what
y'all?
we strive for in the gym. We experts at that. We try to build that, condition that when we in here. because we know when we in that ring, it just starts in there. It's a mano a mano. We got our coach, and we got blind faith in our coach. But other than that, photo memory, everything we done soaked up, is on us. We gotta go execute it, and we gotta see these things for ourselves. You know, and that's the big kick. That's the whole big kicker in this sport. You know, it's always a win-lose thing, probably. Not always, but 9 times out of 10, the odds is very likely against you. You got 8-ounce gloves. You got grown men. Now, no little boys, grown men. A female can wind up a punch and hit you and hurt you with these little gloves on. If they training to do that and to do so, and people they lack the understanding of that.
Right.
You know, we gotta stay aware of all problems coming our way. So we lay everything on the table so we know we're working with. And when we go looking at our opponents, we'll see the bad flaws that we in here naturally trying to critique. You know, we see those flaws that can be capitalized on, and we just lay all that on the table. We say, okay, this guy, he got this. This is strong side, this is weak side. We see what his opponent is doing and what he's not doing to capitalize on his opponent. We see all of those things within, I say, about two views of the footage. Within 2 views, we got our man down. After that, we in the gym worrying about ourselves. We got to get ourselves right now. We know what we're going against. Everything laid out on the table. Let's fix it. That's how we operate.
What I was asking is, when you and Antonio sit around, do you pick Gary's brain? Do y'all have brain
Definitely. I pick all my brother's brain. They can be in a process of doing some weights. As soon as they come off, I'm over there fainting, double faint. Seeing what their reaction going to be. Naturally, the body instinctively is going to close the eyes, bring your hands up, something. But we don't want that natural instinct of fear or just closing and freezing up. We want a calculated response. So that's why I pick my brother's brains like that. When they done training, doing their reps, I go shoot a punch, see what his natural response is. Natural calculated response is. It ain't just gonna be it should be to a position or ready to tap and slap or something. Because we train so much that it should be second nature that. You know, and that's what I try to prick on when I'm picking their brain. Here and there, you know. And when I got some questions on my own, hey brother, you twist your hook a little bit more, did you bend your head a little bit slightly more? I ask for things like that on my own time. But as far as picking their brains spontaneously, I walk past, shoot a jab to the body, see what they're going to do.
You do it most on a physical as well as a verbal level.
Yes, because that matters. When you're in a square, that's what goes on. It's a combination of things all in one. It's physical and mental. Actually, they say it's mostly mental, you know, and the rest is physical.
So do you confine that kind of interaction to the gym, or can you be walking around in the house? No.
They go hand in hand, house and at the gym.
So like
you gotta always be on it.
You could be coming out of the shower in the morning. You could just be getting up.
Nah, I wouldn't catch him naked. I wouldn't do that. He just got a robe on. I wouldn't play like that.
Well, it's somewhere else. I mean,
it's somewhere else. I definitely get him. There's no cut cards. They get got. They somewhere else. Fresh out the shower, you got it. I ain't gonna play with you. I don't want to see no cheat.
Has anybody tagged you real hard in these fights you've had as a pro?
Yeah. They tried. I
mean, has anybody landed a real flush blow?
Oh no, not at all.
And you haven't been hurt ever either.
Nah, not at all. And that's another thing. Floyd Mayweather. I saw an interview with him, and they was basically giving him a big kudos because he made boxing fun dealing with slipping, defensive wise. He said he made that a cool thing. That's what they was talking about. He said he made slipping and not getting hit a cool thing, and that is cool. That's a great thing because you got young fighters that's not even in the prime of their life yet, coming out, walking on their heels. You know, they coming out 27, 26. You shouldn't be on your heels by then. Your life don't start until 35, 30.
Do you think that, you talked about the science, do you think that the emphasis on knockouts, the emphasis on this is going to be a brawl, you know, Virgil Hunter has said that, you know, it's not cool to get go out there and get hit in the head all the time.
It's not Rocky. It's not no Rock'em Sock'em Robots. It's a science. Marcus Queensbury, to hit and not get hit. If you're a student of the game, you should know that. You know, it's not. That's why I said it's starting to get devalued as far as the science of the sport. You just got some brute strength fighters that just come in shape. They just fight. You know, they see punches coming, they move their head. But as far as calculated movement, calculated skills, that's starting to be deplenished in the up-and-coming fighters. You know, but it got to be brought back, and it will be brought back. You know, because evolution, it happens on its own, but not all the time. It happens on its own. Sometimes it got to get help.
I think the last fight you had, I think you broke it guy down with
a body shot.
Body shot.
Yeah, I broke his rib, I believe.
Right.
Yeah,
that was.
So how do you feel going into January 26th?
I'm confident, as always. You shouldn't go into a fight unsure, second guessing at all. You know, but my main thing is executing what my father told me to do. That's it. That's all. As far as what my opponent brings, I don't care for it. I know he got gloves, got arms too. That's all I need to know. He gonna try to hurt me. But I know it works when I hop in that ring. When I step foot in that ring, I know the instructions that I'm given from my father, my brothers, is the correct thing. I just have to be blind faithful enough, trustworthy enough to execute them as they call it. You know, but even if they don't call it, it's what we train to do. You don't see us celebrating after we win. This is what we're trained to do. It's still more than no.
So it's
you can't you can't cap yourself. You can't put a cap on yourself.
Right.
This sport is going to go as high as you allow it to go. Once you stop, you're stagnant. There's other young, hungry athletes that wants to be in a position, if not in a better position than you, always.
Absolutely.
Always. You got old timers coming back. Roy Jones just came back.
Right.
Not just because of the money, but because of the love of the sport. And he see that, wow, it's these young guys, man, wearing every bit of 190, 201. They don't know nothing. I can come back and give them a run for this. That's what he see from him being a seasoned fighter. You know, he see that them flaws that could be capitalized on.
Right.
That's why he got that type of confidence.
Right.
You know, he see these young guys, they just brute strength, they just getting there and fighting. It's not even about that. I can come back and I know I got a chance. Not I think I got a chance. I know I have a chance. And he was coming back and winning. Getting at these young dudes.
Definitely. Thank
You
you,
know,
Antuanne.
but that's what matters.
All right. Antuanne Russell, 2018, one of our Beltway boxing prospects of the year. We're going to try to talk to the champion in a few, Gary Russell Jr., in just a moment. I'm Gary Diggy Williams. Thank you for joining me.